Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel where today I wanted to do something very exciting with you guys. For those of you who don't know, we do a lot of Legend of Zelda and Lego work here on the channel, and today I am going to be upgrading my semi-purist minifigures one more stage further. As you can see on the screen, they are both in the yellow skin tones because that's just what I could do at the time. We'll talk through that in a minute. But today we are going into flesh tones plus some more accurate pieces for the both of them. So if you're fans of the channel, you probably already know what pieces these are, but for those of you that don't or are new here, we're going to walk through it step by step before I reveal the finished figures. So firstly, my figures are semi-purist, and what this means is I don't use any third-party molds on my figures and no paint. I only use existing pieces and some decals which I handmade for their torso art and stuff like that, and that's what I would consider to be semi-purist. So it means I have a printed Hylian shield and a torso print on Link, and then some also decals on my Zelda as well. And we're going to do this today. We're going to make some upgrades and we're going to use Bricklink, which is something that I have a very interesting relationship with. And we're going to start with Link, and there's a couple of pieces to point out here. We're looking for a determined face, a decaled green torso, which we have, preferably some dual molded legs, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about the head. I'm searching through all of the Bricklink options for head, hat combos with ears, because the ears are sort of the important part, but also not. So that's what we're going to start with today. And we've got a couple of options for that headpiece. You can see up in the top left there is this elf hairpiece, which is in the wrong colour, but it's sort of spiky like Link's and has some elf ears, and that's from the Friends elf line. Then you've got this blonde slick back elf hair print, which has the ears, but they're in yellow. And also the hair is slick back, which isn't quite what we'd be looking for Link. Then we have the Goblin, which is ears and hats, but we don't have a good colour combination, so there's no normal ear colours, not even yellow or tan. And we also don't really have the hat in green either. We have the Peter Pan helmet, which I don't particularly like the hair colour for, although the ears are in the right colour and the hat is green. However, we also have that red flag bit, so I'm not really convinced by that one. And then finally we have the elf hat piece, which yes is yellow, but it's a really common piece. It has both the ears and the hat, and while it doesn't have hair, it removes any inaccuracies that the hair could cause. So that's the one I've been using up until this point. And here you can see a picture of my existing Link custom, and you can see that decal on the torso, just some simple dark tan legs, simple face, and the elf hat piece, which is what I've been using since 2019. And you may notice the decal, obviously, because of the way it looks. And one thing specifically about it is because I knew that I'd eventually go to skin tones, I didn't put a neckline. So on some minifigures underneath the t-shirt you have like some yellow to show the skin tone. I deliberately didn't do that because I didn't know which skin tone he'd end up being. And then we have this set. Now you're going to ask me, Octane, why is there a LEGO Friends advent calendar on my screen? And that is because of one specific reason. There is one figure in this advent calendar from 2020, I believe, that plays a crucial role in upgrading our Link minifigure, and that is Day 11 Elf. And this has the elf hairpiece, but with flesh tone ears. And when this was released, it got me very excited, and I immediately jumped on Bricklink, and no one was selling it in the UK, because Bricklink in the UK. As for our Girahim figure, which is another custom figure that I have, I'm waiting for this hairpiece on the minifigure on the right from the Haunted House to appear in white. It was nearly going to appear white in a 2021 set, however that never came true, so we're still waiting for that piece to become available in white, and then I can get my final version of Girahim. Everything else for him I have. And then we move on to Zelda. We are looking for a blonde hairpiece, preferably with ears, a smiling face, a detailed and decaled blue torso, and then a blue dress piece which will also have the decal. Now the blue dress piece has actually appeared in the right colour, however it was only on Rowena Ravenclaw from the big Hogwarts set, so I'm not wiping my print off that, thank you very much. So I'll make use with a dress slope for now. Now about that hair, the hair I'm using on this hand-drawn custom minifigure is actually the Sally hair from the Nightmare Before Christmas minifigures, but recoloured in blonde. So that is another hairpiece that works. Even though it doesn't have the ears, I feel like it still sums up the look, and if my figure looks anything like this when I'm done, then I'll be considered happy. So we've got some more options for hair pieces, and it depends on which Zelda you look at. Obviously, some Zeldas have brown hair, like the Twilight Princess one, so we'd be looking at something very similar to the Arwen hair or the Elrond hair. And then you've got Legolas's hair, which is blonde, which would technically work for a Breath of the Wild Zelda as well. So both of these were on the cards. However, currently I am using the Series 17 Elf Princess hair with the yellow ears, but that was only because the only way I could make my Link look good was to use the yellow tones, so therefore Zelda had to be in line and use yellow tones as well. But now that a piece exists for Link to go flesh tones, the options open up and we're able to give Zelda her upgrade as well. And yeah, there's that Elf Princess minifigure if you didn't know from Series 17 of the collectible minifigure line. And then this set appeared. Friend's Apartment came out earlier in 2021. In fact, I made a whole 11-minute video talking about the Friend's Apartment set and this one specific hairpiece which managed to come on Phoebe, which is the Sally hairpiece from Night Before Christmas in blonde. And I was really excited to see this. I did not expect this piece to ever come in that color. It's just one of those ones which you can sort of dream of saying, oh, well, that would be the perfect piece for the job, but never actually think it would appear. And then it appeared and it showed up. And I knew immediately that I'd have to make an order to get one. And while I was at it, I'd do Link as well. And well, that's what we're here today to do, is we're going to order some pieces and get these guys upgraded to their final forms. And yeah, hairpiece just looks perfectly like how I expected. Now I'm a bit worried about it, but I think it will be fine, and I really hope it looks good. And then as for some other bits, what we're going to have to do today is these are the pieces we're going to be ordering. So, well, we have the hairpiece for Zelda, we have the hairpiece for Link. As you can see up in the top left, we're going to be looking for some flesh-toned expressions for the two of them that match like the determined and smile and angry expressions that I want. And then if I can get my hands on the dual molded legs from this minifigure on the right from Dinosaur's Ideas Fossil set, then our Link will be complete, because those are the dual molded legs I want for him, half tan and half brown boots. So fingers crossed we can find one of those, although I know they're also fairly hard to find in the UK, so maybe not. And as I've talked about before, we're doing this on Bricklink, which makes my soul burn. Bricklink in the UK is not quite Bricklink in America, and it's certainly not just buying a Lego set. Things are either overpriced or out of stock, and in fact, if you really care, I recommend watching my Octane's Oracle on the topic, where I go in depth about how frustrating it can be. So, we're going from this design here, which is our Breath of the Wild Zelda and our Skyward Sword Link, and we're going to be turning them into their real-life counterparts. So, I suggest we go and take a look at the figures before we make this transition.
Well, slight change of location here. It's a bit dirty down here, but I had to escape the noise. But they're here! Yay! I finally did it! I put the new parts on. I had to go get the hands, but you saw that in the previous clip, so I don't know why I'm telling you. But here they are, new Flesh Tone Link and Zelda customs, and like I said before, semi-purist. Yay! Let's take a quick look. Okay, so first up we have Link, and just like before, we have our sword and our Hylian shield and the same torso print. Really want those dual molded legs for him. But here we have the newly added part, which is our new expression. And then the new elf ears. I genuinely cannot believe what these ears have done to me, what they spurred on in the last couple of weeks. But here they are, and they look amazing. Link looks incredibly so much better in flesh form, and I'm really glad that I was able to finally make the transition. And I really like the face print. We've also got our slightly concerned one on the back. However, I definitely think this is the perfect expression for classic Link. Now, I wish it was hair, I wish it was official, but this will do, and I think this is definitely the best combination of pieces for Link in the modern Lego elements. A lot of people use a lot of different hats, but I think this simplistic one definitely works the best. As for Princess Zelda, well, the hairpiece didn't exactly work as well as I was expecting. I think I just need to adjust to having it. I mean, it's already looking better the more and more I forget about the old version. But I think that the downfall and what didn't come across when I did the drawn versions is obviously I tested this, and this should have been the best Zelda ever. But I think it's a bit flat. However, I'm going to live with it. I love it. From the back, it looks amazing. From the front, it does look pretty good, I have to admit. I think it is just a bit combed down, but the more I look at it, the more I come around. And we still have our normal decals, and I believe that this face is either Hermione or Ray face. Let's take a look at that alternate expression. That's definitely Hermione. I think that's Hermione year 3. Either way, great facial combination. A bit nice and then a bit fierce, which frames up lovely. And then just like before, she has the Sheikah Slate, and what a pair. I'm finally glad that we were able to get around that skin tone and yellow gap. I think they look much better, even with my slight discrepancies over the hair. And either way, I hope you enjoyed this short little video showcasing the history of these two figures and why they're finally entering the modern age. Now all I can hope for is dual molded legs for Link and the Girahim pair piece in white. And I mean, after seeing the ears in flesh for after so long, I mean anything's possible. Fingers crossed for that. I hope you enjoyed this look at these customs. Let me know what you think, or if you have a better piece that you think might work for one of these two or any others down below, and I will see you next time. Take care and goodbye.